Alter Ego has just released their Alpha Access, meaning you can play the game for 25 Robux. Currently, there are 4 different survivors in the game, each with their own abilities, passive abilities, and playstyles. While they all can be effective, in this video, I'm going to be ranking them on a tier list based on how good they are. Now, I know it's a bit silly to be making a tier list this early, but I think it's a fun way to showcase what the characters do, and it might help you guys out when playing. But a lot of things are going to be subject to change, so this might be outdated in one day. With that said, I'm currently doing a giveaway for the Alpha Supporter Pass in my Discord, so if you're interested, make sure to check it out. Hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get started. For our first survivor, we have Noob. Why is this guy in every single asymmetrical horror game? He's a 2-star difficulty, 2 abilities, and 1 passive. The Noob has 100 health, and their first ability is Bloxy Cola. Upon activating, you slow down and start drinking, and then instantly gain 50 stamina and have a 15% speed boost for 10 seconds. This is very powerful, and one of the few ways a survivor can escape without stunning the killer or abusing vaults. You can use it 3 times throughout a game, and has a cooldown of 45 seconds. Their second ability is Slingshot. Upon activating, Noob readies their Slingshot, allowing you to aim. When clicked, you shoot out a projectile, which stuns the killer for a solid 3 seconds. This has a cooldown of 45 seconds. Finally, their passive ability is called Adrenaline. When the exit gates open, you gain a 15% speed boost for 10 seconds, making it quite easy to escape. Noob is a very solid character, being a mix of Survivalist and Sentinel. This means you'll be able to save teammates using the Slingshot and save yourself using the Bloxy. It also makes you very annoying to kill, as the combination of a speed up ability and stunning one gives you many opportunities to escape. Their passive ability is decent, but not the greatest. While it can come in clutch if you're being chased at the very end, it's usually not that hard to make it to the exit anyways. And other than that, it does nothing for the rest of the game. I think Noob is a pretty well balanced character, and it never hurts to have one on the team. They're a nice blend of teamwork and self-survival, so I'm gonna put them in the A tier. Oh yeah, currently anything involving stuns is overpowered. There's no cooldown on how often the killer can be stunned, so you can basically infinitely stun them. But this is definitely gonna get patched, so I'm not gonna rank things with that in mind. For our next survivor, we have Patient Zero, the Tweaker. They have a difficulty of 2 stars, 2 abilities, and 1 passive. He has 80 health, which is the lowest in the game. Their first ability is Vital Mints. They slow down and pop some meds, and start regenerating 7 health a second for 5 seconds, for a total of 35. This healing is interrupted if damaged. This can be used 2 times per game, and has a cooldown of 45 seconds. Their second ability is Dissociate. Upon activating, the survivor turns completely invisible for a total of 10 seconds. This has a cooldown of 40 seconds. Finally, their passive ability is Anxiety. If the killer is near you, a noise indicator shows the direction they are coming from, giving you a sense of their location. In my opinion, Patient Zero is definitely the best selfish character in the game. Their abilities are extremely powerful for helping themselves, but don't do anything for the team. The pills give them an effective 150 total health, and the invisibility is broken. It lasts for so long, and as long as you create a little bit of distance before using it, it's not very hard to activate. Sure, if the killer gets lucky and hits you, it takes you out of invisibility, but if you're playing smart, that won't happen. And on top of that, the passive ability is really good, as it lets you avoid the killer the entire game. So if you only care about yourself or your team is terrible, Patient Zero is an S tier. But if you want to win as a team, and this is a team game after all, they're not great. They offer 0 support, and because of that, I have to place them in the B tier. They're good for yourself, not good for the team. Next up, we have Commander, the TDS reference. Strength in numbers! This is a 100% support character with a 3-star difficulty, 2 abilities, and 1 passive. Their first ability is Survey. Commander scans the area, highlighting the nearest generator and killer to you and any survivor within an 18 stud radius for 15 seconds. This has a short cooldown of 20 seconds, so you really only have 5 seconds without seeing the generators. His second ability is Strength in Numbers. The commander provides his teammates with an 18 stud radius and himself with a 12% speed buff for 10 seconds. This has a cooldown of 30 seconds. Finally, their passive ability is Leadership. All survivors in a 40 stud radius around you are highlighted, allowing you to group up and provide support. The commander is an interesting support character. It is crucial to have at least a couple, preferably 1 to 2, so you can quickly locate and solve the generators. Generators are, after all, the most important goal, as you need to solve them all to escape. They can be a real pain to find sometimes, since they randomly spawn around the map. You don't want to waste your time searching for them, and the commanders help out with that. The speed boost ability is also great when solving gens as a team, as once you hear the killer's music, you can activate it and flee. 10 seconds of a 12% speed boost is pretty insane, considering you can give that to the entire team. For reference, that's only 3% worse than the Noob's Bloxy Cola, which only helps himself and can only be used a couple times per game. And on top of that, these abilities have some very generous cooldowns. Only 20 seconds for finding gens, and 30 seconds for really good team speed boost. And you don't even need to use this ability if there's teammates near you. You can use it to save yourself if you're being chased, since it does buff you. So I'm gonna put them in the S tier. You should always have at least a couple commanders per lobby, or it's gonna be a real pain to find generators. Now, that leaves us with our final survivor, Fjord. They are a Sentinel Sentinel support character with a 3-star difficulty, 2 abilities, and 1 passive. They have 120 health, which is the highest in the game. Their first ability is Slash. Fjord charges forward and slashes, stunning the killer for an insane 5 seconds. This has a cooldown of 35 seconds. Their second ability is Warrior's Call. Fjord raises her sword, and all allies in a 10 stud radius gain a 20% damage reduction for 10 seconds, but you are slowed by 15%. This has a cooldown of 1 minute. Finally, their passive ability is Danger Sense. Whenever the killer is near you, an exclamation mark will appear on your head, and some red circles will appear over the killer's location, showing you exactly where they are. Fjord is a very powerful survivor, having the strongest stun in the game. 5 seconds is absolutely insane, especially for such an easy stun to land. It is so annoying playing against a lobby full of Fjords, and their support ability isn't half bad. It isn't nearly as good as the commanders, but a damage reduction is pretty nice, although you may just be sacrificing yourself. It's a good way to take the killer's attention away from someone who's about to die, since it buffs them and makes you a more vulnerable target. But this often ends up with you just dying instead, unless you have a good vaulting spot nearby. Fjord never hurts to have on the team. There's no such thing as too many, since currently there's no system against stacking survivors. It's not very helpful to have 6 commanders, but 6 Fjords, that's a nightmare. That makes Fjord a safe, really good pick, and because of that, I'm gonna put them in the S tier above commander. I think it's more important for a team to have at least 1 commander rather than having 1 Fjord, but Fjord is pretty much good in every scenario, having good survivability, support, and teamwork. With that, that's all the survivors in Alter Ego. I know this tier list is going to be outdated very quickly since they're updating frequently, but I thought it'd be a fun way to showcase what each survivor does. Maybe it'll be semi-relevant in the future. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And let me know in the comments below if you disagree with my rankings and which survivor is your favorite to play. I'll see you guys in the next video.